today I don't feel like mixtapes mean anything. Back then, in that era that you even stayed in, that's when mixtapes meant something.
Yo, we just dropped the Discord. Hit the link in the bio.
They callin' when they need to go. Who they callin' when they need some more? Who they callin' when they need to know? Who they callin' when they running out? We ain't far enough, you gon' have to catch me next time a nigga touchin' down. Only reason why you come around, no connection, cause these niggas really trying hard as fuck, trying to sound different. Why
the best mixtapes ever. I'm going Monster by Future. Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap. Drake, So Far Gone. And Lil Wayne, The Drought 3. Trap House by Gucci Mane, 05. I would say this is like the mixtape that made Gucci Mane like this Trap House mixtape. It was between Trap House and Gangsta Grill's Jeezy for me for that last spot. My honorable mention is Sylvia Demo by Isaiah Rashad. That's my honorable mention. To me, that's the top 3 TDE project ever released. That's all of Kendrick's albums, all of Schoolboy Q's albums, all of Absol, all of J-Rock. I think that's a top 3. It sounds crazy, but you...
Isaiah?
Sylvia Demo. Oh, look it up.
Okay. I'm gonna go listen to that.
Yeah, it's...
I'm not sure if I heard that. That's crazy, really. I'm gonna go listen to that.
That's my honorable mention.
I'm gonna check it.
That's what I got.
And
Dedication could have been in there, but we only one mixtape. Only one Wayne mixtape.
Why you choose Drop 3?
That's the one that I would have put that. That probably been like The Draw is my favorite one. Man, I totally forgot about No Ceilings too. Like No Ceilings is good as hell too.
You done?
You done, son?
Done.
But that's just the one. Like we definitely had No Ceilings for high school era, but like middle school time period, it was The Drought. Like that's kind of what I was listening to. Like I love every beat he chose. He killed every beat on that one, bro.
Artwork. You remember he was Jesus on the cross at one. You remember the artwork? Wayne had the best artwork, bro. Louisiana Animal. You remember?
Bro.
The nigga used to be standing up in cars and it was fire in the background. Do you remember, bro? Oh my God.
You got me. I know you got No Ceilings on your list. I know you got it on there. I forgot.
Oh man. You said Future Monster. Okay. You think that was his best mixtape?
Yeah, you get tracks like March Madness. I would say that's his biggest, you know what I mean, offering. Yeah, I would just say that's like his most known mixtape. More so like than my favorite, but like I would say like that's one of
his biggest
type shit.
Drake, So Far Gone. Drake, So Far Gone.
That's probably, I'm gonna say that's my favorite Drake project out of all of them. Out of everything he done did.
That's when his head was in it.
That's no.
It was on.
That had like Best I Ever Had. It had like it was shit with Best I Ever Had on it. Successful.
Yeah.
All that. He used to land to Vegas, whatever, all that shit.
Yeah. So that was Drake, that was Wayne, that was Future. Who else?
Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap, and then Gucci Mane.
Trap House by
That's the first. I have a story behind that Trap House. I guess somebody from his street team handed me the disc to the mixtape when I was getting off the bus in middle school, but it was like but yeah, that's my list.
It's crazy how it's nothing more recent on there. You know, it was back when music was still good. You know, we getting into that old head phase.
Streaming services killed the mixtape, bro.
But yeah, I like your list a lot. But let me go ahead and put your list to shame.
All right, he gonna pull. Go ahead and pull the no ceilings out, man. Which one? The one or two?
Why ain't
Which
no
one's better? One or two? I like the original one, the first one.
I like the original.
Yeah.
Rain No Ceilings, original. And I literally could have went with any drought or any dedication. Any of them. Any of them. Dedication 2 and 3, probably the most. Probably one of my favorites. I didn't even think about that. What was the one? He was even going hard when he was like Tunchi's back. Which one was that? That was like 5? He had long hair on that one, huh? That's when his hair was touching the ground, right? The droughts.
You brought up the Louisiana mixtapes, bro. Like, bro.
I was about to say, like, you feel me? Like, so I'm not even talking about no ceilings right now. I'm talking about, but we agreed at the beginning Wayne couldn't take all 5. Because I could probably put Wayne all 5. I would have did that. To be funny, I would have did that. So I said no ceilings because when he did no ceilings, that's when the whole world already knew Wayne was the best. But when he did no ceilings, nobody in the world could fuck with Wayne. Nobody.
I'm like, bro, why did he stop doing that, bro? He could do that today. Like, why did he stop?
Yo, man, let me keep going, man. Chance the Rapper, Acid Rap. You said it, brother.
Classic.
That was probably the first mixtape and the only mixtape that I could play every song through, every single time, and never skip. Ever skip. Wayne don't got that. 50 don't got that. Like, I skip a couple of songs. Like, this one was good. And Wayne almost did on those ceilings too. But it's a track or two on there. I probably gonna be like, I can skip.
Yeah.
Rain on me. That was a hard track. I can skip it on the third try. You know what I'm saying? Acid Rap, I would never skip any track on that, bro. Any track. And every time I listen to Acid Rap, I'm just like in a different mood, bro. I'm cruising down the street at nighttime. I'm in a different. You can click on each song and match whatever feeling of that day that you want to be in. Chainsmoker. It was so much when I first heard Acid Rap, I thought Chance the Rapper was probably the best rapper.
He was supposed to be.
Ever.
You said ever.
The best rapper that ever existed. I was like, that nigga did some acid and fucking went to the moon. This nigga brain, like, when he was like, nah, all that shit, I thought that was the fucking craziest thing ever. I'm like, what? Nah, what the fuck is he saying? Well, it's crazy, you feel me? Like, he was really a depressed. He could speak for everybody. In our age time, bro. Like, how the younger kids, the seniors and the juniors and shit was feeling at that time, bro. Was smoking cigarettes or weed or going out to parties, drinking, trying to get through high school. If you had a loss, Chance probably touched on every aspect of a teenager's life, bro. So went crazy. My favorite mixtape of all time, probably.
Interesting.
And I still like all of Wayne's mixtapes probably better. And Chance the Rapper still probably, because like I said, never skip it. J. Cole, Friday Night Lights. Everything I just said about Chance the Rapper probably can apply to J. Cole. When I first heard J. Cole, bro, Friday Night Lights, and what was the other one? Friday Night Lights and his 2 mixtapes.
The warm-up. The warm-up, I think. Yeah.
The warm-up, bro. Listening to J. Cole as a kid, bro, literally fucking changed the way I wanted to do music. You feel me? He literally changed the way I wanted to do music, bro. Don't know how to explain that. I heard J. Cole and I thought the nigga was probably the most intelligent rapper. Not like the most lyrical, but the most well put together. And I still think out of all the rappers, this nigga's intelligence is. He too good. He too cool to beef with you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He good. This nigga get on a bike and ride to pedal to wherever the fuck he want to go. He the coolest nigga to walk Earth. And nobody gonna change my mind. The nigga said sorry, and I was like, you know what? Real niggas should say sorry. Nobody could have said sorry. I've been like, yo, that's not a real nigga. J. Cole said sorry. I was like, you know what? Everybody should say sorry. You know? J. Cole is really that nigga, bro. Period. Point blank, period. Meek Mill,
Dream Chasers. Wow, okay. Okay.
It was something about Meek Mill that he was so great when he first came out, bro. Like,
It was the passion, man. It was the
he
passion.
not? And I hate the disrespect Meek get now. Stop disrespecting Meek with that Diddy shit, bro. Meek didn't do, Diddy should have never called that nigga daddy or whatever the fuck he was saying. Diddy was doing he was on Drink Champs with Fabulous and Jadakiss saying all type of weird shit, talking about why he ain't parted with me. Niggas looking at Diddy like weird and shit. They know some shit. Stop disrespecting Meek, bro. Meek not like that, bro. Stop disrespecting Meek. Yes, Meek is really one of those battle rappers, freestyle rappers. I really thought when Drake put Meek in the grave, bro, I was disappointed, boy. And you know what? I still like Drake more than any rapper at that time. But I was disappointed he did that to Meek because I thought Meek was different. I thought, and Meek was off his game. My nigga Meek got with Nicki, bro. So, yes, Meek was that nigga. Dream Chasers, what was it? House Party? Was that House Party?
House
Crazy.
Party.
That was probably one of the,
Dreams and Nightmares.
That was probably one.
Intro. The
Dreams.
intro. You know what I mean?
Dreams intros was crazy, bro. And he only got better from there. And he's supposed to be much better than what people give him respect for. Here's a good one for you. My last one. Travis Scott, Days Before the Rodeo.
Interesting.
Only because when I first heard, man, that was probably around the first time I was getting on to Travis wave or whatnot. And Travis is so unique. I still don't think there's any person out there like Travis. You know what I'm saying? Not to say he's better than most. I just don't think. And I hate how repetitive he is on a lot of that. But that right there got some bangers on that. You play some of those tracks on that bitch, I'm not gonna skip it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna listen to it. So, Travis, that was just a wild card to throw in there, just to see what y'all think about that one. Cause that was good. It wasn't Bulletproof, was it? No, or was that his fucking game?
That was his game, bro. That game was hard.
That was his game. But on his video game, that nigga had all his music on there. You remember that shit? Crazy, bro. Obviously, put 50 on there and put any of his mixtapes on that bitch. What you think about the list, bro?
Hey man, I think you knocked out some like cult classics specifically for like our time period. Like, I guess the beginning of the mixtape era towards the end, like I feel like we got a good mix of everything. Like like 50 Cent is the beginning of the mixtape era, and damn near like Big Sean, Meek Mill, them niggas is like the end. Chance the Rapper is like the end of like the mixtape era type shit. So
yeah,
I feel like you got everything basically covered. I'll just interchange it just on taste level. Like, I fuck with Meek, but I don't think I downloaded the mixtape type shit. Like, but I downloaded Cole, I downloaded Cudi, you know what I'm saying, Drake and Kendrick. I was less of a Meek Mill fan, but I always thought it was good. I thought he had good passion when he was rapping and everything. But yeah, that's the only thing I would. And I'm not even mad at the Meek Mill, but that's the only thing I would trade out is Meek Mill for the Drake shit, or even Section 80. But I don't know if we're gonna count that.
Can I trade one out?
Yeah.
Can I trade one out? Travis.
Oh yeah, Travis for sure. Yeah.
Wiz Khalifa's
Kush.
Cushion Orange Juice or Cabin Fever? Why did I forget that? That just dawned on me right there. Travis, you're out of here. Wiz Khalifa's Cushion Orange Juice or Cabin Fever? Let me thank y'all. Let me think.
Hey man, comment below what name
What
your
was
favorite
the
mixtape, huh?
what was the tap my whole body? Tap my whole body.
I feel like that's
I'm going with
capping.
Kush Orange. I don't think that was the tap my whole body, but we're going with Kush Orange Juice. Wiz Khalifa Kush Orange Juice. That's what I thought on there. But
Hey
yeah,
man,
man.
comment below your favorite personal mixtape, and is it a part of this list? Who we missing out on? But yeah, man. Well, shit, bro. Let's. What you think about Trump pardoning Larry Hoover, or is that even real, or did he just get moved to a different place?
Uh, I saw somewhere where I agree with what Plies said. He said somewhere he was like, "You're trying to pardon a person knowing that he's not going to be free." Don't Larry still got to do like fucking 200 years or some shit
Yeah, I was like, how is that even possible?
by state? Don't he just get moved? He got pardoned by like, was it the feds or wherever the fuck he got pardoned by? He got pardoned by one session, but he still got to do life on another side. You know what I'm saying? So Trump, was that for the people that wouldn't read up on it, for the people that just thinks, oh, Trump did something for a black guy who raid, you know what I'm saying? Because when I first read it, I was like, oh shit, he got Larry Hoover out. And then when more articles coming out saying that no, he's actually not out and he got to stay, I'm like, so why the fuck did you do that anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Publicity, you know what I mean? Distract people.
you know, and then NBA YoungBoy, him doing the party on YoungBoy.
That's
What you
weird
think
too.
about that?
I think, um, I think it's just what Trump doing. Like he's just trying to make. I don't know. He wants to publicly like back certain people, to make himself look like he's helping out. I don't think that's. I mean, I'm not mad at him for doing it, but I mean, I just think we need more help than just letting NBA YoungBoy out of jail. But
I was about to say, do you think that's a form of playing in our face, and not even on purpose?
for sure,
Not even on purpose.
yeah.
Is that what you think that we want the rappers keep freeing all the drug dealers and the rappers, and that's what the black people want? That's what would make us happy. You think that's what we want? You don't think we want better jobs and better opportunities for housing and better medical expenses and service, and you don't think we want better
Exactly.
insurance and but no, you think we want a couple of rappers, you think we want you to pardon Kodak, you know, that's what makes us happy, huh? I'm like, don't even know that you playing in the face.
Some
I
people
don't
don't
think
know.
everybody else knows.
Yeah.
But I'm like, you feel me? Like, you kind of playing in our face. You think that's what we want, bro? We want reparations, brother. And we don't want no fucking stimulus check for $1,200. And that's the craziest shit I've ever fucking. Brother, $1,200? Are we for real? $1,200? Are we for real? Stimulus check? 12. We should, hey, so yeah, that's my thoughts. What you think?
Hey, I'm agreeing with you, man. I feel like they playing in our face, and I think that they're, yeah. I mean, both parties, like the whole election. I don't want to get too deep into it, but the whole election, like the other side is, you know what I'm saying, using Cardi B and Sexy Red to get votes, you know. Then now we got Trump trying to bail out NBA YoungBoy and Hoover, but it's probably something political. You know what I'm saying? Like NBA YoungBoy's a cash cow. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's a cash cow. He probably, you know what I'm saying, got business with his representatives, and you know what I'm saying, can get him out. But yeah, I just think at the end of the day, we gotta, as a community, say this is what we want, this is what we don't want, or they just gonna keep playing with us with hip hop. Like, why is Cardi B why we should be voting? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And to add to that, it's all a strategy, obviously, with the Democrats. Obviously, the abortion thing was to get all of the women, and the women was going to get all of their husbands and everybody on board. And I always say this, you know, the only way they was going to beat Trump is by getting the minority. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the movies has set us up for this for the last 10 years. You see all the movies and you see the white man as the villain, and you see the person of color or the woman as the hero fighting off the villain. Any movie you can fucking think about, you got the woman as the hero or the person of color as the hero, and you got the white man, the corporate man, the $1 billion man, all them as the villain. So when the election came, it was pretty much groomed to think white billionaire man, villain, black person of color, woman, good person, underdog, has to beat the villain. So it was kind of crazy. They knew Biden, old ass, wasn't popular enough in that. So they was like, what's the next thing? Camilla, the black chick, that's one party, the black people. Then she's a woman, that's the second party. How could we ever, and she's a fucking enemy. So how could we ever go wrong with this? And America was so fed up with the weird shit that was getting pushed that they was just gonna go against whoever went against Trump. And Trump is that powerful, bro. Trump is really that popular, you know. He became the minority when he went to jail, when he became a felon, and when all the cops and everybody started trying to get on his ass, he became the relatable one. Exactly. Not just the billionaire, he became the relatable one, which Camilla was supposed to be. She was supposed to be relatable to the everyday person.
Exactly.
But now he's fighting the law, the corrupt law that's trying to take him down. Y'all turned him into the relatable everyday. And that's what we fight in the government. You know what I'm saying? So it backfired, trying to put your foot on his ass so hard. You know, they was like, no, man, he can't be kept down. He's not corrupt. He's going to. So they fucked up, and it's all about a strategy, bro. She was trying to get the black people. Now he's trying to pardon all the people. You know what I'm saying? And yo, this new generation, that might just be enough. He might have done his homework, and he might know what's needed. You know what I'm saying? Obama won because
he was black.
The gay, because he's
exactly
black.
Yeah, that's
the first because he was black, but the second time was because of the gays and the Mexicans. You know, that was supposed to, you know, that they had enough people and enough power to make the black, the Mexicans, and the gays won that. You know, Trump came around. He promised. I don't know why the Mexicans voted for him. He promised some shit, I guess, and we back to the wall. So yeah, that's my thoughts on that shit.
And we can end it on this last thing right here. This is big news, but so Taylor Swift regained ownership of her master's recordings, her first 6 albums. So this has been a long-going case, and
Wow.
That's huge because her catalog is worth billions and billions of dollars, and it's been a dispute that's been happening since 2019. 6 years later, it finally got announced. This is just huge because she basically went back and recorded all of her music, like re-recorded it, because she didn't have rights to it, but she finally was able to purchase her own masters back. So now she don't have to re-record everything to own it. it's just big for artists. I don't know if this helps hip hop at all, but because nobody's as big as her to be able to walk in and demand these things. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to say that because I think moving forward, a lot of people are going to try to do what she's doing, but not have the leverage of being Taylor Swift. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, I'm just naming 4 people I think possibly can do that in hip hop. Jay-Z could have walked in and demanded whoever had his shit.
But Drake tried to do it this year, and he didn't.
I was gonna say Drake. I would have thought Drake would have been possible to do that. He's not big enough to do that.
I think he's big enough to do it, but I think that's what's happening right now. I think he tried to do it, and this beef happened, and now he's in like a court case with the label. You know what I mean? Like, I think he tried to do it, and they might have told him no. That's why he wasn't back during this beef.
How about Kanye?
Oh, I don't think he can. I don't think they'll sell it to him. They know how much it's
I
worth.
feel like same way he did to get all the rights to his Adidas or Yeezus or whatnot. I feel like Kanye could get the rights to what he. Yo, Kanye is a fucking. I don't know what he is, an alien. And that's Jay-Z. Would have thought Drake, Kanye, and
Travis?
maybe Travis. You don't think Future?
Oof. Future could too, man. He put in a lot of work, bro. To me, it ain't he the hardest working, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
He the hardest working one, bro. Like, I feel like he's a label's dream to have a future.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but I thank those 4 people. But yeah, back to Taylor Swift, yo, that is amazing. That's crazy. Nobody is as big as Taylor. Maybe Adele, but not even then. Nobody as big as Taylor. You know.
She got
Maybe a close Beyonce. Cause I think nobody bigger than Beyonce. People say, no, Taylor bigger, probably. But you gotta understand how long Beyonce been running the game. Beyonce is in movies like Lion King. But Taylor Swift can make her concert into a movie. So, there you go. But to keep it on Taylor Swift, yeah, it's worth $1 billion easily. So, and she already has $1 billion. Right? She already, probably, I'm just guessing everybody. She already has $1 billion, right? So, I'm gonna be like, so why does she need that? No. Go get your masters, and then you're gonna have $3 billion. You know, because they love Taylor, bro. So, congratulations to Taylor. I think nobody can do what Taylor do. You know, I think Taylor is like one of one.
Yeah, she got 5 years old to 60 years old. That's her demographic. So
that's crazy, man. Yeah, the 5-year-olds jumping around, prancing around, singing Taylor, and the 60-year-olds. So, wow. Congratulations to Taylor. You know, did Kanye make it Taylor?
yeah, I think he added to the. I think he added to her profile. Him doing that, it got like the you know what I'm saying, us to know that who she was. I didn't know who she was. I don't think I knew at that point in time.
Yeah, neither did I. And I just knew that he did that, and for Beyonce, and I knew Beyonce didn't like that. So, yeah, man, congratulations to Taylor. I think she should have been one that I think many other artists deserve to go and get their masters. I remember, what's the lady name that did My Milkshake Bring All the Boys to the Yard?
Khalees? Is it Khalees? Yeah, I think it's Khalees.
And Beyonce recent album, she did like she had like a little sample or something of that. I remember Shorty coming out and was like kind of mad. She was like, yo, you know, you could at least gave me a couple of dollars. And when I read more into it, she don't own the rights to it. I think Swiss Beats own the rights to it. So
that's how
they
it
don't
be.
have to ask her. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to ask her for permission to do nothing. And it's sad because, no, it's not sad because if you don't owe nobody, you don't have to pay nobody. For one, let's get that right. If you don't owe nobody, you don't feel bad about paying nobody. You feel me? Because I ain't gonna pay nobody I don't owe. That's crazy. But it's sad because the billionaire could have paid her some type of money for her hard working song that she did, and it would have been nothing. But like I said, y'all, don't pay nobody, you know. So I'm just doing devil's advocate about why it's sad that she's mad. But so you should own the rights to your music, and I think Kanye didn't want to give Big Sean his rights, or maybe he did give Big Sean his rights, and I read that wrong. One of the two. Lil Wayne had to sue Birdman for $50 million. Lil Wayne sold Drake and Nicki. Catalog for $50 million. Meek Mill said that the label never paid him a dime after his first bonus. There's so many stories of these artists getting fucked over, and it's sad, bro. And on top of that, I just read a story where it was some shorty, you know, she got the tattoos around her neck, right? And she did she was rapping in front of the mic drop, you know, she was gangster rap, whatever. And now she was just crying in the video because I guess her label done got her to sign a deal and she didn't read the contract or some shit like that. And I couldn't really hear the video, I was on FaceTime and shit. But I was reading the comments and people was just talking about, like, that's why you should read the contract, read all that shit, because people getting put in 360 deals and they ain't getting paid, brother. Bro, a lot of these rappers are not rich as you think.
Bro, no.
What's that nigga Fivio? What's his nigga name that signed to Mace or whatnot?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on with all this? Maybe that was publicity. Who knows?
Yeah.
But, yo, bro, these people not getting paid, y'all. These people selling hundreds of thousands of records and millions, and these people is broke, bro. So, sad story. But that's my thoughts on that, brother.
Yeah, man. My PSA to artists watching, man, is keep ownership as long as possible. And if you do sign something, know everything you're signing, because, you know what I mean, they own you for the rest of your life, you know, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, you signed the paper. So I appreciate y'all watching, man. Follow G-Note, sub to this channel, and appreciate y'all watching. We'll see y'all on the next one. We're out.
All right. Peace. Go.
Yo, you're watching Hip Hop Weekly. It's your boy Cody.
It's your boy G.
And today, man, we're going over some of our top fives. What you want to start off with? They're all good.
Yeah, they all good. We're gonna go. Five rappers who fell off.
That's where I was going with it. Yep, let's do that.
Yeah, first. So you want me to go here and just run through the whole list, all five? Okay, so 5 rappers who fell off. No order. Ace Hood. Ace Hood. Yes. Ace Hood.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
disappointing. Wale. Tiger. I fucking love Tiger. Tiger. This one's gonna hurt. I don't want to say it. Chance. Rapper, yes. And the only reason I say that because he used to be much, much better. Sorry.
For sure.
And here we go. Chief Keef.
Hey,
Yes,
yeah.
that's my five.
I'm not mad at
Should we
it.
talk about? Should we talk about that?
Yeah, man. So I would say the only one I would really argue with is Tyga. Only because I feel like every other year he come back with like a banger. Maybe it's not like you saying he fell off like post Rack City. You know what I mean? Like that Tyga type shit.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at any of those picks though. I feel like Tyga Slick comes in and out of out of the loop more than any of them, for sure.
Any of them, definitely. So, yeah, I agree with that. Tyga has the least amount of fall off here. But, Rack City, remember he used to do the snapbacks shit. He the one made that shit popular, right? That's when Tyga was definitely going hard. I'd say that's his prime. You feel me? Chance the Rapper, we already know his prime. And we're gonna talk about that more. But after acid rap, honestly, Chief Keef, I think when he got with 50, I think he released that one album. What was that?
Finally
Rich.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. After that shit was a banger. After that, he started, fucking around. 50 stopped fucking with him, and kind of.
He got dropped from the label too.
I thought so, right? So yeah, I didn't want to just say that because I wasn't sure. But yeah, I'm gonna say Wale. Obviously, Wale fell off, and we don't gotta talk about that. And that's probably because the radio and them not fucking with Wale. He actually said that the radio ain't playing his. And Ace Hood. Sorry, y'all, that's my phone. Ace Hood.
I feel like they stopped supporting, bro. Like he lost the support too.
It wasn't his fault. I think it was kind of, he was trying to blame Cali for that, and maybe. I think so, actually. I agree with that. Cali pushed a lot of other people that wasn't even under him. I didn't hear him push Ace Hood that hard. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't screaming Ace Hood name as much as he was screaming, Drake. For one.
Exactly.
You feel me? So that's my list. That's why. You agree with that?
Hey, that's a good list. Everybody for sure fell off. You know what I mean? What's crazy is to go to my list. 2 people on your list are on my list. So I have.
Go ahead.
So my list is Chance
The Rapper. I got Big Crit on this list as well. Wale,
Yeah.
J Electronica, and the last one is gonna make people mad. 50 Cent.
What's up? Damn.
He didn't
You
fall
know
off
what?
from rapping. He didn't fall off as a
He
rapper.
fell off from rapping. He didn't fall off from
Just popularity.
being fall out in popularity. Yeah. And you know what? He's probably the most popular. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of crazy for you to say he fell off. But
As a rapper.
and music-wise, he definitely, because we're going to have to talk about him some more in a different category. But music-wise,
Exactly.
he was running, you know what I'm saying? So he was actually crazy, you know what I'm saying? So 50 definitely. Wale, obviously, I'm going to guess the same reasons I said. And Chance, yeah. And Jay
Electronica. He just ain't. He had so much hype and never really. He released like one project with Jay-Z like in 2018, 2019. But yeah, the 50 Cent thing we were talking about, like, he's a part of some of my other categories. But that's why, because of how big he was for that span of 5 years, bro, to just go from like the best thing
out ever to like nobody like checking for the music is crazy to me. Like he, so
You
yeah,
think it was only 5? It was only a 5 year.
I'm gonna say
That's kind
from Get Rich to I would say Curtis. Well, I feel like people stop checking after like Curtis. You know what I mean? If I can pinpoint an
of
album,
okay. That's
but
crazy. I thought he would have had a little longer run than that. But
I think it'd be
uh,
maybe like 07, 08, like 01 or 08, like 07 maybe.
that's and who was the last one on your list? I said Jay and
I got Jay Electronica,
Tight.
50 Cent,
Oh no, it was
Big Crit.
yeah.
It was Big Crit.
Big Crit. Damn, bro. I forgot about Big Crit. You feel me? Y'all need to go back and listen to some of his music because I actually forgot
He
some
came up.
music. That's
He
crazy.
came up with the J Cole's, the Wale's, the Kendricks.
Yeah.
He was the representation from the South, like,
And he just really never really took off mainstream, but he had so much potential. But yeah, that's my 5.
Okay, I agree. Y'all drop a comment. Which list was better right there? You know, I feel like my list had a bigger drop off. You feel me? I feel like the people on my list, but you know, Jay and Big Crit is 2 big ones right there on your list. So, you know, let us know which list you like.
up into the biggest runs. In no particular
Okay.
order, I'm gonna go 50 Cent from 01 to 05. And I don't know if all these years is perfectly correct, but I feel like he had the biggest year. Then I'm gonna go Lil Wayne, 06 to 12. 2 Chainz, 2011. Future, 2011 to 16. And then Drake, 2010 to 2020. That's my 5. Drake,
Okay.
Future, 2 Chainz, Lil Wayne, 50 Cent.
Drake, 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
Okay.
That feature
Yo,
run
you
he
know
had in 11, I haven't seen nothing like it.
Okay. The biggest runs. You think 2 Chainz was running?
Ooh, we're getting to the semantics. Running,
Okay.
you mean running the whole game or just like the biggest? I get what you're saying though. Like he was never the best in the game.
Yeah. But I understand his longevity. But it kind of threw me off when, you know, 50. Because I feel like 50 had a longer run than what you gave credit for. But, you know, I can't contest to that because I got a...
I mean, think about the projects. You got Get Rich or Die Trying,
Yeah.
The Massacre. I would say those two. After that, there's not like
Stop this run.
a bona fide. You know what I mean? Huh?
Who stopped 50's run?
I want to say Kanye did.
Yes, okay, you can stop. You don't want to say it, you gotta say it. That's what it was. Right? That's
When they battled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he should never did that. So my list, best runs. I might put this in order, you know, just because you did the year
Mm-hmm.
and didn't think to do that. So I'm gonna do mine a little different. I'm gonna put my order. The longest runs. This is a toss up. Ooh, you know, there's 3 people on this list that could have the longest runs. There's 3 people on this list. Me personally, my favorite, and this is biased, Lil Wayne, longest run. That's number 1. And that probably was from 2002, bro, to... When did he go to jail? Cause it went for like 2013.
Yeah.
Around.
Like
It was up
10
to
to 12,
2013.
like 11 to 12, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah. And at 1 year, the boy had 77 best songs. So best run. Yes. But then we have Kanye and Jay-Z. You feel me? And I don't know
Interesting.
who's second here. It could be Jay-Z, but I feel like Jay-Z always took a pause. Every time he came back, it was crazy. He sold his million. You remember he did that deal. Who was it with, like T-Mobile or something like
Oh, you
that?
talking about
It
Magna
was
Carta? Magna Carta. It was
yeah,
Samsung or Sprint. It might have been Samsung.
yeah. The name of the album. I actually like that album a lot.
Yeah, Magna Carta,
Uh,
Holy Grail.
yeah. There you go. I like that a lot. So Jay-Z, every time he came back, obviously he was gonna do numbers. That's why they made that deal with him. But Kanye, I feel like, even though Jay-Z came first and he stayed longer, Kanye kind of had more of an impact. And he can actually be up there above Wayne. But Kanye, you go through generations of Kanye, the genres that Kanye went through is probably as crazy as Wayne's, because I love to talk about how Wayne's went through all types of genres. So, Kanye probably did it just as good. Then Jay-Z next, and then
I want to see.
Drake. Drake. And Drake can be in the longest run category too, because he's still
Yeah.
number one right now in most categories. So, and when did Wayne bring him in? Like 2008?
I want to say around
When
that
J.
time.
Cole?
Like
Around that
09,
time.
010.
Yeah, something around like that. From when he made Ransom all the way, when he first made Ransom, it was over. It was over. All the way to now. Drake, and then I'm gonna say Rick Ross. Yo, Rick Ross longevity is crazy, huh? He stayed longer than Wale. and Meek, and Meek, and Tiger. He stayed longer than a younger generation, the generation that was actually under him.
Yeah.
The people he signed longer than Big John. He stayed longer than all of them, bro. Rick
He did.
Ross, yes, right. So
Hmm.
yeah, and honorable mention, right? Obviously, Chris Brown.
That's not bad. That's not a bad one.
You know, you know, he's not really hip hop still. R&B is hip hop.
Yeah.
Come on, let's get it. Rap and R&B is different, but hip hop, both of them in that category. Yeah, Chris Brown. His longevity crazy. I had to throw that in there, bro.
He.
And it's crazy. I was gonna say we could have put a woman on this list, and if I did, I would have said Nicki.
I think she's the most consistent. Cardi B ain't dropped in 10 years.
She dropped once and then left, and and you feel me? And that's a testament to how crazy Cardi.
Off the one album, she could be even considered.
Yeah, she's still relevant to this day.
Yeah.
Let's not get into that conversation. So that's my 5 right there. What you think about that list?
I got a few issues because, okay, I think it's just all like what we expect it to be. But like Kanye and Jay-Z, I love both of them, but I feel like Jay-Z was never like the running the game. Like he always been big and like had impact, but like if we had more time, we can go down every year and I could say a rapper who was probably bigger than Jay that year, but like Jay is just still Jay. You know what I mean? Like that's how I feel with Kanye. Like a lot of Kanye's good years, you know what I'm saying, Wayne was the best or Drake was the best. Kendrick might have been the best one, but Kanye still had a better album or whatever it might have been, but like all of those are still like Kanye and Jay-Z is up for debate, but the Rick Ross one, I don't know about Ricky Rose.
Okay, so let me address Kanye real fast. Kanye, you don't think when he came out with
I would say he's my favorite, but like to say
I
that
understand what
to say he
you
was
made
better
sense.
than Wayne when Wayne
Yeah.
had Carter, you know what I'm saying, the
Yeah.
Carter three.
I understand that. Yeah. And Wayne, that's the fault of Wayne. Because his longevity was so long. He was honestly better than most rappers. Who could you put on this list that Wayne for 10 years wasn't better than? And then honestly, who also could you put on the list that Drake
Drake,
for next 10 years
exactly,
wasn't better than? So anybody, they take the top two spots right off bat.
exactly,
Okay, Jay-Z, you know, a lot of times people try to say Jay is the best rapper or was the best rapper. I never agreed with that. You know, I think they say that for respect reasons. The same reason they say Tupac. You know, if you ask someone who say top five, they're gonna put Tupac.
and Biggie, yeah,
I'm gonna be like, really? You
yeah,
know, I understand that you respect Tupac. I understand that the respect that you have to give to the legends. Really? You know what I'm saying? Now, maybe your favorite of all time, he probably put him in there. Whatever. And out of respect, I would even probably say that. You know? Top 10. Out of respect, I'm gonna have to put Jay-Z in top 10, right?
mm-hmm.
Maybe top 7. People put him in top 5 out of respect because his name is Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? Never really thought Jay-Z was the best, like I said. But it's undeniable that I do believe Jay-Z obviously I believe that he had a chokehold on the game. You feel me? What did Wayne say? I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. You know, you feel me? That's when he first started calling himself the best rapper alive. You remember that? To say that there was, you know, it's crazy it's crazy what you said, like if you go through the years, there was always someone better. I can't argue with that, honestly. I can't argue with that. Kanye Wise, can't argue with that. Rick Ross, I can't argue with that. So, who had the better list, y'all?
Hey, please comment because
You know, he turned out my list.
you
What was
got
your
me.
list again?
I had Drake, Future, 2 Chainz, Wayne, and 50 Cent. If I could make a substitution, it would be I'd probably put M in there because I feel like M went crazy right before 50 Cent blew up. Like M
Okay.
was taking over, like he went crazy, and then he signed 50 Cent right after that. So it was like 50 Cent had that stimulus pack to just like go
Yeah.
crazy. But 2 Chainz just had a
Yeah.
crazy year where he was featured on everybody's project. But
I was about 2 Chainz because 2 Chainz did have a crazy year. Do you think that he was better, the best in his era around the time? That's the only one I would probably have and 2 Chainz
I might,
is crazy.
yeah,
2
yeah,
Chainz is good.
it is crazy. I will slick take it
Yeah.
because like right now would you consider this like Kendrick's run right now? Is this a part of Kendrick's run, like in your opinion?
That's crazy for Kendrick to have been this good the whole time and he just not getting his run. I
Exactly.
wouldn't want to dish by saying that, like Kendrick, man. But technically, this probably is his run. He did the Super Bowl before, but is Kendrick always been the best rapper alive, right?
Yeah.
Is Kendrick the best music maker? Is he, like, his albums, technically, if you look at the technicality of it and the lyricism, he's obviously better than anybody in any year, But was he the best in that year that Drake was dropping? Before this, before the beef, obviously he's the best now. Before he decided, I'm done, I'm about to show everybody I'm really the best. Before that,
Yeah.
Drake was always, let's keep it 300. And not the better rapper, he was just the best artist of anybody. in
Yeah.
hip-hop.
I would
Not-
say
Not or just the better artist of anybody. Maybe it's the machine behind him that's pushing that. But
if
that's
Drake
his fact.
I'm gonna credit Drake run from 2010 to 2020. If I wanted to be a devil's advocate, I would say Kendrick might have had give him 2 years out of that. Take 2 of them years and give it to Kendrick. You know what I mean? And I would say that's about as much as you really could do.
I would say Kendrick had the year in the first year that he dropped whatever album it was. So he dropped Good Kid, Mad City in 2013.
He might have had him that year.
13, and then when 14 came,
Drake was
back over. Yeah, 16, 17. When he dropped Pimp the Butterfly, he's now the best.
Exactly.
Then 1920, Drake's still the best. When he dropped Down, he's the best. And then the next year, it goes back to Drake. And it's the same thing right now. He dropped GNX, he's the best. And then when he stops, whenever he stops and take a break, it goes back, you know. So that's why he haven't stopped. As long as he's working and giving people what they want to hear, he's always the best. He can be the best for the next 3 years if he keep, you know, doing Super Bowls and giving people, being active on social media. As long as he pop up, he's the best. But he's the type to pop up and then leave. Like, all right, I'm here, I'm the best.
Where does Future fit into all this? Because we acting like 2010 to 2020. Future got to get some years too.
I was gonna get Future. Now where? I mean, whoa! I can't believe I said that. Where? 56 Nights. What's that? That's called. What was it called?
Yeah, he's got. I mean, he dropped three mixtapes that year, bro. 56 Nights, Monsters. What's the other one? He dropped 3 mixtapes.
What was that?
That's Purple Rain. That's a Purple Rain mixtape. He got too many mixtapes, damn near.
Do you think Future have the same Kendrick effect? He's the best at that time, and then like try to scratch my back and hurt my fucking shoulder.
I feel like
he's the best at the time.
Them damn near.
This week, 2 weeks, he's not no more.
Them three damn near.
His drop off rate of being the best to when he's not the best is the fastest. You feel me? Like when he dropped that mixtape, he got some crazy fans. He got some loyal fans.
Bro, I feel like those three have damn near been GOATs in their respective categories. Like Drake is like the pop star, you know what I mean? Pop star, rap star, he's the best. Kendrick, the lyricist, storyteller, he's the best of that world for them 10 years. And like the trap, Future, to me, he's the best in that world.
Future take the spot of J. Cole?
Only because J. Cole, they in a different category. Like what Future making, I'm putting Future with the trap. I'm putting him in the trap category. Like he making like southern trap music. You know what I mean? And
trap is too important, huh? Trap is too important. It has to be the category right there.
I feel like J. Cole is more in the category of Kendrick. You know what I mean? They're like occupy the same space. Cole occupies that Kendrick and Drake space. You know what I mean? A little bit. Not really Drake that much, but barely.
Let me chime in on that. I feel like Drake is the flashy life. He represents the flashy life. I feel like Cole represents
the normal
reality, what's non-fiction. You know what I'm saying? He represents reality, bro. Kendrick also okay. What you said, same category. Yeah. So J. Cole is not the GOAT because since he's in the same category as Kendrick wins that category.
I feel like he was on the cusp of beating Kendrick this year, bro. I just feel like he had a misstep with that whole beat thing, man. He was in the cusp.
Yeah.
He was on like a run, like feature-wise. People were saying Cole the best rapper right now. I think his album can put him back in front a little bit in that category for that time being, but Kendrick just did too much with this beef in the Super Bowl. But yeah, that's my runs. That's my top 5 runs, man.
Y'all, tell us what you think about that. Be
Yes,
sure
man.
to like and
Who are we leaving out, bro? Who do we leave out that needed to be there?
yeah, I know y'all not gonna like Rick Ross, so who should I replace Ricky with? And 2 Chainz. I'm telling you, I feel like Rick Ross deserved to be there more than 2 Chainz. But hey, you know what y'all think about that? And Chris Brown. Nobody can argue with Chris Brown's run. So do 5 best remixes, y'all. 5 best remixes. This is crazy. I probably should have never started this one. I would say no order, no particular order. I'm gonna say Kendrick Lamar featuring Jay-Z. Bitch, don't kill my vibe.
Ooh, that's a good one. I forgot about that one. That's a good one.
Yeah, right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Say Lil Wayne featuring Kanye, Lollipop. That was crazy, you know. That was, yeah. Lollipop was already. I'm gonna talk about it in a bit. Fabulous featuring Drake. Throw it in the bag.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, sir. That's when Drake was really running the game back then. Yes, sir. Swiss Beats featuring Lil Wayne. It's me, bitches. You know what I'm talking about. And let's see. Chris Brown featuring T.I., Kanye, Drake, Deuces.
You missing Fabulous and Andre 3000's on there too.
Ooh. Oh, Fabulous and Andre was on there. Yeah. So that's my 3. I got Fabulous and Drake, throw in the bag. Chris Brown, Kanye, Drake, Deuces. I got Lil Wayne, Kanye, Lollipop. I got Swiss Beats, Wayne, It's Me Bitches, and I got Kanye and Kendrick featuring Jay-Z. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. What you think about that, man?
That's a good list, man. You got something that I definitely forgot about. That thrown in the bag was crazy, and that Lollipop.
Yeah. Lollipop was crazy. Obviously, Lollipop by itself was a massive song. You know what I'm saying? One of Wayne's biggest songs ever, honestly. And when Kanye jumped on that shit, I remember when he first jumped on it, I thought it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? The replayability is always good on Lollipop. You can always replay that song.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I think it just went diamond or triple diamond or something like that. It just did. Mm-hmm. So yeah, because the replayability on that is crazy. Obviously, throw it in the bag. That's when Drake was in his bag. You feel me? That was back. I forget what year was that. I feel like I was still in high school. I feel like I was listening to this on the school bus. You feel me? Yes. Swiss Beats. It's Me Bitches with Lil Wayne. When he first come on that bitch, I think he's speaking French. I think he's speaking French.
I gotta play a clip of it. I'm gonna add a clip on it.
Yeah. Add a clip on that. I think he's speaking French. You feel me? Yes. Chris Brown. If you can get Drake on the same track as Chris Brown, then what are we talking about, bro? So, and Kendrick Lamar and Jay-Z. Bitch, don't kill my vibe. You know, that was Kendrick Lamar's first mainstream album that blew him up. Good Kid, Mad City. And Bitch, Don't Kill My Vibe. Which I think, was it Lady Gaga that was supposed to be on there?
Exactly.
Originally, I'm not sure if she did, but I remember hearing that he was supposed to get her on that. That blew my mind, bro. Not because I listened to Lady Gaga, but because she was so big.
Exactly.
And my nigga Kendrick and her was matching up. I just knew this was gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? I knew that's what he needed. You feel me? And then the album was a 10 out of 10, bro. You know, but then I'm not sure if she got on there. I think I heard the original version. I don't think she got on the version that got released. But you got Jay-Z on there. And his verse on there was almost as good as Kendrick's.
No, it was.
You got the boy in his bag to rap for Kendrick. You feel me? Yes, that was some of the best Jay-Z, to me.
Oh, I love that. That's one of my favorite verses from Jay, for sure.
Yeah,
I totally forgot.
Crazy. He probably did better than Kendrick.
In my opinion, he did. Kendrick had two verses. Kendrick had two verses. You know what I mean? And yeah, man.
Kendrick needed verses for that. You feel me? So yes, and crazy. So there go mine. What you got, bro?
My first one is I'm So Hood remix, DJ Khaled, Jeezy, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes, Big Boy,
Crazy.
Lil Wayne,
Crazy.
Fat Joe,
Crazy.
Birdman. This was a music video. It was crazy at this time period. I got Touch It remix, Busta Rhymes, Mary J. Blige, Missy Elliott, Lloyd Banks, Papoose, DMX. Throw some D's remix. Rich Boy, Andre 3K, Jim Jones, Nelly, Murphy Lee, The Game, Lil Wayne. I'm sorry, Lil Jon, not Lil Wayne. Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross. Deuces remix Like You Had, Chris Brown, Drake, Kanye, T.I., Fabulous, Rick Ross, 3 Stacks, and then Walk It Out remix, DJ Young, Andre 3000. He went stupid on that Walk It Out remix, bro.
Stupid, yo. Hey.
He went.
How did he start it? I walk it out like
Usher.
I gave it everything of it. Really great. You gotta clip it.
I'm gonna put a snippet of it, bro, because dude went crazy.
It's a crazy list, bro.
Yeah, man. I tried to find the maximalist remixes where it was just like a posse cut of a million people on the songs, but
cheated.
Yeah, slick. I wish I put Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe on it. That's the one I would trade out, was Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe for maybe for that Busta Rhymes remix, Touch It remix, but
yeah.
But yeah, man.
Crazy. I cannot argue with your list, bro. Your list probably beats my list. If I didn't have Lil Wayne and that Lollipop on here, bam, I got a couple of Waynes on here. I had to pull Wayne out the bag, and I still don't think I won. And Wayne is the remix king. You feel me? Y'all let me know. Did I win that? Did Wayne make me win that? Because what he said was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, comment some underrated remixes that we left out. Like, I know for sure we left something out. Some good shit.
It was one remix. I wanted to say this. I can't remember it. We're gonna have to find it, clip it. It was like a whole bunch of different colors. Everybody was on this song, bro. It was like, was it for Aaliyah? I think DMX came out and started talking at the very end with everybody behind him in the background, huh? No, it's a different color. It was like the first time I seen like a color room. It just kept, everybody had a verse. I think Lloyd Banks was on there. He had a verse. We can say Luda had a verse. It was legitly, we're gonna find it, bro. And when we find it, we're gonna put it in.
I feel like Lil Jon had a lot of remixes. Lil Jon, he had to probably have his hands on something like that. But
They callin' when they need to go. Who they callin' when they need some more? Who they callin' when they need to know?